The day Kevin Doyle, my arrogant boss at a mid-sized logistics company, called me dispensable was the day he unwittingly sealed his own departure. He thought I would express gratitude for it. My name is Ryan Carter. For 6 years, I functioned as a supervisor, not a manager or executive, often going unnoticed yet keeping operations running smoothly. I wasn't boisterous in the office, nor did I argue during meetings. I simply did my job efficiently. However, there was an issue: Kevin. When it comes to describing him, arrogance is the word that fits best. Kevin equated leadership with control rather than respect or collaboration. In every meeting, he dominated the conversation, and any dissent was swiftly suppressed. For a long time, I tolerated this behavior because job security mattered more than pride. That was until that particular meeting. It was a Monday morning during the quarterly review, a type of gathering where figures overshadowed individuals. Kevin, positioned at the front, scrutinized performance graphs. The sales had marginally decreased. Nothing critical, nothing unexpected. However, Kevin wasn't concerned about circumstances. He was fixated on accountability. And with that, he pointed at the screen, asserting that this was the reason our department was struggling. Eyes shifted towards me. As I was in charge of that department, I remained silent. Kevin turned his gaze to me. "Ryan," he said, "do you have any explanation for yourself?" The air grew dense. I inhaled deeply. "We're still within our target range," I replied evenly, "and we have boosted operational efficiency." He interrupted me before I could finish. "I don't require justifications." Pause. Then he uttered the sentence that altered everything: "You can be replaced." Not yelled out or aggressively, but casually, as if it meant nothing. The room fell silent, for everyone knew. One doesn't utter such words unless they genuinely believe it. I didn't respond. I didn't engage in a dispute. Instead, I merely nodded in agreement. "Understood," was my response, and Kevin offered a subtle smirk. "Good," he replied. Thus, the meeting proceeded without interruption. However, something had shifted subtly. It was during that moment that I recognized an essential truth. If I were interchangeable, then so was he. That evening, I didn't hurry home immediately. Instead, I lingered not to work, but to ponder. For the first time in years, my thoughts were not focused on job retention, but on departure. But this wasn't the exit Kevin anticipated. Over the following weeks, I shifted my attention not toward my tasks, but towards the company, its systems, clients, and vulnerabilities that Kevin overlooked. His management style was not astute enough to comprehend these nuances, and gradually a strategy emerged. 3 months later, I submitted my resignation. There was no fuss, no argument, just a concise email. Kevin summoned me to his office as soon as he received it. "You're making a mistake," he said. "Perhaps," I responded calmly, "but I don't think so." He leaned back in his chair. "Have you secured another job yet?" You gave a small smile in response. "More or less," he nodded negatively. "Then you're abandoning security for nothing," he said. I rose from my seat. "Nothing, but something greater," was my reply. 6 months transpired, and Kevin forgot about me. The company adapted to the changes as they usually do. That is until one morning everything shifted. Kevin entered a meeting with senior executives, confident, prepared, ready to present. Yet he encountered an unexpected surprise. A new proposition from a rival, a company that was becoming prominent, quick, efficient, and familiar. As it happened, that company belonged to me. I utilized everything they neglected, everything they underestimated. I constructed something superior. The executives were deeply impressed by this display of innovation, because my company wasn't just competing, it was triumphing, and the presenter of the proposition was none other than myself. The look on Kevin's face changed the moment he recognized me. Not anger, not shock, something else: recognition. Previously, positions had switched. I found myself at the podium, composed and self-assured, much like he was accustomed to. "Good morning," I began. A brief silence followed before I proceeded. By the conclusion of my presentation, it was evident our company would collaborate with us, not Kevin's division. As the meeting adjourned, Kevin came up to me. "You orchestrated this?" he whispered. I looked at him. "No," I responded. "Did you?" He furrowed his brow. "What do you imply by that?" I pondered for a moment before saying words similar to what he once told me. Everyone can be replaced, and today the room didn't carry its usual feel. Now he grasped the meaning of those words.